Perfect. Well then, Benoit, we'll start right away if that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Benoit, my first question is, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Switzerland. Pretty basic, like stayed in the same place up until. I mean, I traveled, of course, but I moved out the first time for like at 24 years old. Yeah.
What was life like growing up in Switzerland? What's it like to live there?
Well, my favorite part is that it has a lot of immigrants, and so I always had friends that were from Portugal, from Kosovo, from many places, and that's what I like to that I consider be an amazing part of growing in Switzerland. It's not everywhere like this, but I would say every like less rural area will have this diversity of cultures, and then it's like a pretty like a basic rich country, good quality of life. I mean, I grew up in a village, so we're playing in the forest, like so I'm very happy about that part of my life. So yeah.
We're doing an amazing hike. We were in Zermatt and we went all the way up here. And the village you see there is called Smoot.
It's super fresh, you should try it.
Really?
See?
You think we can drink that? Yeah, it is good.
See?
Really, but it's the taste of snow. Like this, then we followed that path here. I think that's a very cool view. So this is definitely a glacier, I think I checked. But pretty like in November, it should be like much more ice there. You can see people there. Civilization, yeah!
Yes.
When you were in high school, what were you popular? Were you not popular? What was high school like? Were you good socially?
Well, so I didn't go to high school actually.
Okay.
Because I did an apprenticeship at 15 because I dropped out of a compulsory school and I was not good at school, I would say. And I don't think I was popular before that. Like before 15, I was not especially popular. I was pretty normal, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. How about college? Did you ever go to college?
Yeah, I ended up going to college. It's probably one of the things I'm the most proud of because I was bad at school and I did this manual internship apprenticeship in carpentry. So I worked like almost 6 years in carpentry, including the apprenticeship. So it was a very different environment from college. And then I did some special programs that were giving equivalency to high school, but it was faster. It was like a year and a half. So that was like super intense. During that time, I didn't travel. I was like just studying all the time. And then I did college and studied management in the end.
Okay. So I'm curious, at what point did you want to start making YouTube videos, Benoit?
I mean, I posted my first video on YouTube something like 4 years ago. And because I was doing a more written blog, and I was doing my last year of college in Hong Kong, and that was a pretty amazing experience. And I just had this opportunity to write a blog for a newspaper in Switzerland, and so that was me starting to make content. I would say about living abroad at first, and then I wanted to continue because I went on traveling 2 months in Southeast Asia.
Je suis arrivé à Miak. C'est incroyable cet endroit, c'est vraiment... J'ai l'impression d'avoir pris une machine à remonter dans le temps, puis d'être parti 50 ans en arrière, j'en sais rien, c'est...
But then I realized that no one was reading anything I was writing unless it was in the newspaper. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make videos. And I had friends telling me, oh, you should do a vlog, you know, like it was the new thing back then, you know. And so I did this first one but I had no conviction too much. Like I just posted that video like this, then came back to Switzerland, and then I had to figure out a lot of things. I didn't have much money left, and so, but this is when I started to want to do it. I remember it was like in 2000, yeah, I guess 16, and I was like, well, I want a new challenge after getting to college from like construction work. It's like, what? I mean, instead of following like whatever anyone does after college, and that's why I didn't go do further in a bachelor. I was like, well, that would be a pretty amazing challenge to do YouTube, for example, or at least to create these travel videos. Could be on somewhere else on television, but at first I was like just thinking of following that road.
You said something really interesting. You were writing a lot, but no one was reading it. And then make YouTube videos, and all of a sudden you have a bigger audience. Was that something that was hard to deal with or to understand? Is that I like to write, but no one's reading it. But if I make one YouTube video, maybe 1,000 people will watch it. How was that for you?
And you know, I was writing, but it was hard to write as well, I feel, for me. And in a way, I also found in the audiovisual medium, I felt it was a better fit for me as well. It's something that I knew better how to do. So pretty quickly, then I was like, okay, I think I'm just gonna do that and focus on this, and do less writing. So that was not like a difficult situation. Yeah.
Just curious. You've spent a lot of time in Mexico, and most of your videos that I've watched are of you in Mexico. Why did you decide to go there and spend a lot of time?
Yeah, well, it's like back then when I had a job in a startup, so I moved to Los Angeles for going to open a subsidiary, and like the job was super exciting, I remember. So at that time I wouldn't have thought of doing those travel videos. And I just went to Mexico because one of my friends was from there, and I went to visit him. He told me, I'm in Tulum. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna join you, and then I will go backpack on my own. And the last day of my holiday, I met my girlfriend that I'm still with now.
Something like very typical here, that you find musicians dressed like as the medieval times. And
now we are actually in Morelia. El pueblo se ve muy bien.
¿El pueblo?
Sí.
No, pero esta es una ciudad.
¿La ciudad?
Sí, sí.
Okay. La ciudad está muy buena.
When I went to the US, I was going a lot to Mexico already because my girlfriend was working in Tijuana part of the time. So I was going down to Tijuana. She was going up to Los Angeles. So that was the beginning of going a lot to Mexico, and still now is the reason I'm a lot in Mexico. Yeah. And it just turns out to be a great base because the cost of living is lower, much lower than Switzerland, obviously. So it's a better place to build this kind of YouTube channel and remote business in general. Yeah.
Well, because you're from Switzerland, I'm curious, Benoit, what, in your opinion, are the differences between the United States and Mexico?
Yeah, from my point of view. I mean, I can see the similarities, for example, more is like they both have this willingness to fail, you know, and try stuff that I don't have too much here in Switzerland. And what makes them different? Yeah, well, maybe the sense of family in Mexico is stronger. Like it's funny because the poverty is more everywhere, but I haven't seen as many homeless people in Mexico as I did in Los Angeles, for example. So I feel could be this sense of community is much stronger in Mexico than in the US. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good answer. I like that. As far as YouTube, you've created a lot of videos in Mexico. You even had a haircut video in, I believe it was Kosovo, if I'm not mistaken.
It was in Switzerland, but because there are so many Kosovar in Switzerland, it was in a Kosovar place, yeah. It's
Hi all again, we're in Geneva right now. C'est bon la caméra? Ouais, alors, sur les côtés, j'aime bien comme ça sur le côté, la longueur. Merci pareil. Merci. Hein.
C'est bon?
Ouais, trop bien. C'est pas la même personne, non?
Non,
c'est
changé. C'est qui maintenant?
c'est 2.0, non? Different person, no? It's good, no? Me gusta, si, no?
A ver. Sí. You look younger.
Está bien, no?
Sí.
Okay. Well, what do you want to accomplish with YouTube in the future? Do you want to continue to travel to other countries and make videos, or what are some of your goals?
Yeah, no, I want to bring more countries because I feel I haven't started properly, as a matter of fact, because until now I was a bit like jumping from situations like with work, and then I was unemployed, so I couldn't travel that much. I was doing whenever I could, and at the end of this month is going to be very different because now I feel I'm really going to have more freedom to do it. And I want to go to places like Cuba, for example, which would be the next one. And I would love, there are YouTubers like Drew Binsky, for example. They do like the whole world, but it's like a 10-year project, and at the same time I don't connect too much to this binge, having all the countries. Doesn't make sense to me. It should be like more meaningful and maybe go deeper in fewer places. So I might just go to interesting places that are very different from where I come from. And that might be Cuba, that might be Bolivia or Turkmenistan. These kind of places I'm very interested in now.
Okay. How long do you think you have to stay in one country to really fully understand the culture and what the country is all about? Is it 2
Wow.
weeks, 2 months? What do you think?
Well, in Mexico, I'm still learning so much about the place, and I stayed maybe in total more than a year. So yeah, I don't think you can get to fully understand the culture. Might take 2 years, I think 2 years is actually maybe a better duration to really know more secrets. But it's still interesting to go just for 2 weeks somewhere, and you will definitely discover so many new things as well. It's a different experience. I see it differently. Yeah, it's more like just receiving everything is new at the beginning. Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense. My last question then, Benoit, is what advice would you give to other YouTubers? Someone who, like yourself, maybe a couple of years ago was just starting. They don't know, how can I build an audience or a following on YouTube? What would you recommend?
Something I would say is pretty common, but it was to trust more yourself and your capacity to do something of good quality. And it will take time, but yeah, it's better to just practice at the beginning and just lower a bit your own expectations. Because for a long time I was blocked as well. I remember I wanted to do, when I was in Los Angeles, I really wanted to do these videos with people that were sleeping under the bridges very close to my home. But it was it felt like so much to do at once. And the best advice I received at the time was to just start producing, do something, even a vlog, and that's what I did. I started the first videos I republished on my channel was more like vlogging, not meeting people, but I knew in the back of my head I wanted to turn this into encounters and really focused on meeting the people. And it's only now that I think I'm slowly getting there. But it's so many layers of difficulty. So yeah, I think the advice is to go step by step, and don't be too hard on yourself on the expectations, to just start producing and publishing.